Okay, I'm ready to go out the door pretty soon here. In fact, I'm putting my shoes on. But I want to do a little ditty on here about something. Pardon me. Damn these shoes. Marrying a Filipina in the Philippines does not resolve legal issues and legal problems. They are not resolved by marrying a Filipina. It's not how it works. Now, the problem more so, you can marry a Filipino here if you're going to be inevitably deported. The question is, what's the purpose? Understand something, if you're going to be permanently blacklisted from this country, and there's no fucking way you can get your Filipina to the United States. There really isn't. Too much paperwork. You got to prove financial ability to support her. And if you can't do that, and if you're also possibly facing felony charges when you reach the United States, the question is, what is the goddamn purpose? Now, if anything, marrying a Filipina under these circumstances only makes more problems and more problems for her. As you know, there's no divorce in the Philippines. Oh, by the way, anaphylactic shock can lead to seizures. By the way, I just read that. Just to let you know. But we're not on that subject, so I just thought I'd mention that. If there's an anaphylactic shock, it's very common that seizures occur. As what happens, lack of oxygen to the brain. Okay, done with that. You can marry a Filipino here. However, the question is, what is the purpose? If you're going to be shipped out or possibly go to prison first, then you can't come back. It would be a very difficult process to get a Filipina into America, even if you are married. There's a lot involved. Considering he may have a felon in the United States, felony charges and bench warrants and so forth, can make it very difficult. Now, I want to make something perfectly clear on here. I don't care who he marries. God bless her. If she thinks she's going to have this wonderful life with this guy, one way or the other. In fact, I would encourage, see, you people think I'm discouraging it. I think you've had it all wrong. I think you've had it all wrong. Because the fact is, I encourage it. And I got my reasons to encourage it. Okay? Because it ain't going to work out like he hopes it's going to work out. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to. Sorry about that, guys. Had to use the latrine. I absolutely don't discourage it. All I'm saying on this, I wouldn't be fair to her if he has to be shipped out and he can't come back. Maybe or maybe not, she'd like to stay around her family. Then there's other issues of how to get her into the United States. It's not a skip into something easy. And the other thing in his ear is the reason he wants to get married. And he's thinking that somehow some way it's going to give him some kind of residency status. And I just read it. It doesn't give you any residency status at all in this country, as you think it is. But in order to apply for 13A and everything else, well, you got to be in the country for one. There's a lot of issues involved with that. I can't go into all the issues. I'm about out the door, really. Waiting for my ride. But the issue, I think, number one, why they're getting married. Number two, which should be number one, is what impact is going to have on her eventually. With a man who claims he's disabled and can't work, well, if he can't work, how is he going to support her? And let's just move it to the future a little bit. Say she's able to come to America at some point. Is she going to live a happily ever after life with this guy? He's always in trouble. His health probably isn't good. And if he's disabled, is he going to live on a disability income? Oh, I know. He's going to make her work. How convenient is that? What a convenience. If she buys into this stuff, well, I'd say something to that, but I probably couldn't legally. But if she buys into this, just leave that blank on the sheet for now, okay? Just leave that blank. So let me answer people's questions, and I gotta rip out of here. No, I don't have a problem with who wants to marry the guy. It becomes her problem, not mine. She has to be married to the bum. And as such, she could be working her ass off if she ever makes it to the United States. Remember, he's on a disability status. You think he's going to willingly get off his disability status to go take on a job? I don't think so. So she's going to have to work like a slave to feed his fat ass. Burgers are expensive in the United States. Fast food is expensive. Housing is expensive. How in the world could he support a bride? If he couldn't support her here, how is he going to support her in the United States of America? Ain't going to happen, but it'll be fun to watch if he just continued to vlog about his life in America in another 10 years, whatever it's going to be. Now, even if you are able to marry your girl, I did a little reading. I guess under circumstances you probably could. And let's say you do get married on whatever, this month, next month, whatever it is. You got to understand something. Well, actually, the question is why? It's more of a question of why. Is it going to be fair to her if he's going to be in jail for a set number of years? Is it going to be fair to her if it'd be difficult to get to the United States once he's deported? That he can't come back to the Philippines? And again, like I said, he makes $600 a month. You can't live in the United States on $600 a month. So what does that mean? She'd have to work toward her green card and everything else. She would have to get a job to support him. I don't think that's really starting a good life under those circumstances. That's why I'm laughing. That's why I'm laughing. It's one train wreck after the other. The fact is, he's getting married because it's a tool. It's just a tool to him. That's all it is. Like a tool is to Fazio. Just a tool. And he thinks it's going to give him a stay in the Philippines if he gets married, but that is not the case. I'm going to be honest, it's not very long. I'm getting ready to go out and wait for a ride. I'm going to go do a GCast shit. He will not be able to get her over to U.S. very easily. Brisket said he wouldn't be able to bring her to U.S. earning so little himself. See, yeah, something like that, yeah. It'll be a mock wedding, if anything. Well, I'm not totally buying it. I did some reading. Inmates can get married. And their immigration status, believe it or not, Their immigration status, believe it or not, can't prevent them from getting married. However, the difficulty is, well, the criminal case that may play something on this. That might play something on this. I don't know. My attorney was saying something, and I don't remember everything he said. But let's just say it's smooth, clear, all clear. Let's just say, well, one thing I do know is immigration status cannot prevent him from getting married. Okay. That I know. The other status with the criminal charges, that's another thing. So immigration issues like an invalid an invalid visa, believe it or not, and I thought it was creepy and crazy too, but an invalid visa, it could not stop him by law to get married. Could not stop him by law. And it's not even the legalities. I think in this case, it's more moralities than legalities. Oh, sure, he could have like what do you call it, like a demonstration type marriage, I love how Frisbee was chatting to himself on his stream with his modified soccer. Yeah, I know, I noticed that too with the guilty of sin thing. It's another bummer scam. Well, look, I don't put anything past that. Give me a couple minutes, I'll go down. We have to. We're going to stop by you-know-who's?
No, not right, sir.
You can't get a trike?
No.
Well, is our bike here? Hold on. We are trapped like a rat. And where did he go with it? Okay, I'm going to allow myself 5 minutes on here. No, our little electric bike is gone. The kid has it. He has to go to whatever. And then the guy usually picks us up anyway. He's not available. So I go to the highway. Okay, so let me kind of go over this one more time. I don't have a problem with the dude getting married, because that's not my problem. Oh, Elsie says so too. It's not my problem. It'll become their problem, and I think all he's trying to do is just prove something, to smack me in the face that he can get married. Well, I'm not the one that's married. I'm not the one that's marrying that woman. He is. No skin off my fucking back. I'm not marrying that woman. He is. Or says he is anyway. When I see it, I'll believe it. But that does not solve, as I also read, does not solve or resolve his legal problems in this country. No, not at all. And it doesn't give him any special status under the situation. Nope. If his toothless gums are moving, yeah. Boy needs a wedding dress. But I will tell you something, Barry, and I know you're listening, man. For every shitty fucking ass word you've called me, oh, he's thinking 25,000. Fuck, I wipe my ass with 25,000 pesos every fucking day. 25,000 he thinks is going to resolve all the shit he done. I'm not interested in direct money. That just has to do with the judge. If the judge says that we deserve to get reimbursed for legal fees, that's what that's all about. This case is not about the money. It's never been about the money. He makes it sound like it is. Oh yeah, he thinks 25,000 is going to resolve all his problems. He thinks 25,000 to give me, 25,000 is going to erase everything he said about me on public media. He thinks he's going to make everything go away. He's going to go freely on his way back to America to starve and live in a cardboard box. Let me explain. You can't live in America on $600 a month. You can't. People have tried, and they wind up on the streets. And then what? The whole idea is to get married and let your woman work? We know you. We know you very well. Now, I'm not going broke anytime soon, I'll tell you that. You're right. Not soon. Maybe later. Not right now. And picture this, the future. Barry gets married. Okay. Now, remember what I said? I'm not saying he can't get married. I did a little research. He can get married with a faulty visa. Believe it or not. But my question is about his legal issues. That's another question. Oh, but let's just say that he can get married. It's all real. What is it going to be? February 26th, whatever. Let's say he can get married. Okay, all fine and good if he can get married. And as I said, I don't care who he wants to marry and who she wants to marry. I don't care. That's going to be their problem. And it's only going to set off big problems because there's no divorce in this country, as you know. Secondly, he can't afford to take care of a woman. If he's disabled, do you think he wants to give up his... Do you think he wants to give up his fucking disability check? He's not going to give up his disability check, and you can't work if you're disabled. If the government is giving you money... I got to check something. If the government is giving you money, you're going to have a special program called Return to Work. I know about this. It's called Return to Work. Here's what happens. They'll allow you to make up to maybe 900 American dollars a month, okay, for 1 year. $900, unless they upped it to 1,000, but it's $900 a month, okay? Follow me on this. They'll do it for a year. But here's how they get you. Something you didn't know. Keep this in your pocket. Don't tell anybody. If you've been working successfully for 1 year, and you're only making $900 a month, that means you'd have to work part-time or something. They'll allow that. But at the end of 1 year, if you've been able to keep that job, they're going to say, well, this is the catch that they don't tell you. This is our government. Well, your government. Let me tell you the surprise that happens on that. They lured you into it to get you off Social Security disability. They say you don't want to work anymore. Oh, I always got my Social Security disability at $600 a month. You won't be getting it. Because if you could work for 1 year, and I looked this shit, I know this shit, man. I know. It was very easy to look up. I knew this years ago. It's a trap the United States government puts you in. Look it up yourself. Yeah. Look it up yourself if you don't believe me. Yeah, she's going to be the breadwinner, of course. He will get knocked off the Social Security disability program if he works for that 1 year. They allow you to work for 1 year. I think the cap on salary is about $900 a month. Okay. And you'll be able to, they won't take your disability away during that time, so you'll make the 900 plus the 6, that's 1,500. Let me see, they will give you, okay, I want to get this straight. Now, we making like $1,300 a month, right? Yeah. Then, at the end of 1 year, period, from when you started, they're going to look at you and say, guess what, son? You proved you can work. You don't need our disability anymore. You know what that means? They drop his Social Security disability. This is a fact. You look it up. You guys are great researchers. Look it up. Don't look under Return to Work Program, Social Security. When you have time, because I got to go pretty soon. I've been kind of procrastinating here to finish the show. With that said, you have 1 year. Then you're off the program. Because the catch was that they didn't tell you. They were pronouncing this they were like, advertising this shit for a long time through Social Security. It's called Return to Work Program, Social Security. Return to Work Program, Social Security. You'll work that year. And if you show them that you're able to work, son, you're going to be kicked off your disability on your ass in the streets of Alabama or wherever you decide to reside. That's how it works. Please look it up. How's that? Hello, Country Road. Good work in Bummer's stream the other day. Yeah, I've heard a few of his comments. So she would have to be the breadwinner. So all the responsibility is going to have to go on her ass. So let's say he gets married and he goes eventually after he serves his prison sentence and everything else. And, he doesn't go to jail in America for his non-payment of child support, which is now a felony. If he gets all over that, well, he's a winner. I'd marry him too if I was a chick. What's not to like? That's a future for you, man. But look it up on Google. I'm not making this shit up. Return to Work Program, Social Security Administration, USA. And another time, if I talk to you guys, could say, yeah, Frank, I look it up. You're right. I haven't seen what's been going on with that program for a while. I never had any need. But I know a lot about Social Security, and I had disability at one time. Status for getting a Social Security disability check rather than regular Social Security, which I'm on now. So she'll have to be carrying his sorry ass. He'll be sitting there getting fatter than he is. But no, actually, he might lose weight unless he's just spending all her money again, and buying his special place he likes to go out there that he keeps on talking about. That boy's about to explode like an overfed fucking goldfish. Well, he'd have to go probably to West Virginia. If he expects to survive, he'd have to go to maybe West Virginia or something like that. And even that's going to be a stretch for him. For Stretch. That's a nice name. Call him Stretch. Hey, Stretch. Stretch it out. See how far he can get on $600, Stretch. Good name. It just comes to me. All these things just come to me. Stretch. Good name. Okay, so and I'm going to go in about 2 minutes. I'm actually off. And I'll stop myself because I gotta do a chore. I have no problem with Barry Lee Jordan marrying anyone. And I don't have a problem with his girlfriend marrying him. All I'm saying, all I've ever said, was this. Good luck. In 2 words, good luck. Well, 4 words, really. Good luck with that. It's going to be an uphill battle to support him, and that's what he's done all his life of living here in the Philippines, is to get a woman to support him. That's all I'm saying. 600 is chump change. Yeah. Well, I'm not making a big Social Security myself. It would be kind of difficult for me, but if something happened like that to me, I got things already figured out, but, I'm not going to discuss that. However, who's the winner in all this? Him getting married is going to prove what? It's not going to resolve him. That's the word. It is not going to resolve his legal matters in the country of the Philippines. It is not a resolvement. Okay. And actually, having a canceled visa for him is not an impediment. It surprised me, actually, but it's not an impediment to get married. You can get married here in the Philippines as long as you've got all the documents and all the I's dotted and the T's are. It's a strange country to allow somebody that's not even legal in this country to get married. Not even legal. But hey, I don't make the rules. So, just to get it understood, I don't care who wants to marry him. I just say good luck, farewell, and, hope it works out for you. But under the circumstances of knowing the guy, it's just be one trouble after the other. One problem after the other, fighting over money. I ain't gonna work. Go to work, bitch, as he'd probably say when he gets mad. He'd probably say, go to work, bitch. I need another beer. Hand me another beer. While his belly is now out, he can give him his own zip code now because his belly has gotten that big and he's a fucking zip code. I think I just got a message from her and I'm going to get off. Let me see what she says. Hold on. I saw a message here I got. Okay, I'm going to go. Okay, so let's end this whole thing. I don't have a problem him getting married. In fact, in some ways I kind of encourage it in a way. And you'll understand why afterwards and later on, why I would encourage this. I encourage it. And this all the time you do it, I discourage it. Any discouragement really had to do with, unfortunately for her, what she's going to have to go through. That's the only gripe I ever had. Not that I'm supposed to give a shit about her and she's trying to do a case to support me. Please don't ever get me wrong on that. Don't get me wrong on that. Don't get me wrong on that. At all. I'm just saying that, you know, signing a piece of paper to marry that goober be the worst thing she ever did in her life, and time will tell, and he'll understand and she'll understand as time goes by. They're going to be fighting over money. Because of the money situation, he's going to be in bad moods. He's going to be drinking more. You know how he gets belligerent when he drinks. It's one disaster about to happen. He didn't speak to my daughter. Trust me. Me and my daughter may not be talking, but I know my daughter. She would have nothing to do with that goober. The only person she has ever spoke to on YouTube, well, who wasn't really on YouTube, is that Nika. She used to talk to Nika years ago. That was only it. That was it. Nobody, believe me, is talking to my daughter. Nor do they have her telephone number. Nor do they have her email address. Nor is her profile on Facebook and under her name. Now, the marriage thing, I was a little skeptical about that. Still am. I still kind of am. There are legal impediments still. But let's say he's able to get married. Let's just assume that he's able to get married. That's not the problem. That's not the problem. It's whether or not they should get married. And what is the reason why he wants to marry her? That ain't love. Fuck that shit. I don't know about her part. Maybe she loves him, but I don't think it's the other way around. That's all bullshit. She's just a tool to him as far as I'm concerned. I'm never going to give up on that statement. Time will tell. And know it's going to tell. One big disaster after another. It's going to be one train wreck after the other. So he's not throwing mud in my face by getting married. Because you see, I'm not the one that's marrying her. And she's not the one that's, and I'm not the one that's marrying him. You know what I'm saying? As he likes to say. It's not my problem. It's theirs. So I encourage the marriage. I absolutely encourage it. I hope they are able to get married because I know what's going to come after that. And it's not going to give him any kind of residency in here in this country. If he's an illegal immigrant, he's going to be, and he's scheduled to be shafted out of the country with no return. The question is going to be at that time, is she going to be able to legally make it to the United States and go through all the procedures, married or not, get green card, all this shit, and is he going to be able to prove financial responsibility? Is he going to be able to prove that to get her in? Otherwise, she'll marry him for nothing. And she can't get divorced. See the beauty on this? Yeah, I know they are, Country Road. Listen, I'd like to talk to you guys another time, but I'm out the door. Thank you. Think about what I said. Look it up. Social Security Return to Work Program, Social Security USA, and rules on that. He can't work. If he's disabled, he can't work unless he's on a return it's called Ticket to Work. It might be also called Ticket to Work Program. It's either Road to Work or it's Ticket to Work Program, Social Security. That means if he takes a job, he can make up to about $900 a month. That's it. There's a limit. He works for a whole year. If he works for a year, they're going to turn around and kick him off his disability because if he could work for a year, he's proven to Social Security that he's able to work, which means that he fucked him over all these years, making him believe that he was disabled and collected money illegally. Then he'd have to get a real job. And I'm afraid flipping pancakes aren't going to work too much. And you're not going to make a lot of money flipping pancakes. But why work when you don't have to? When your chick can work. You know what I'm saying? If you know why? Sit on his couch, get fatter, get heart disease from all those hamburgers. There you go. All that marriage was for nothing. I'm just saying. All right, guys. It's been a pleasure, always.